Hello, Twin Flames, and welcome back to God Conscious Twin Flames 1111. My name is Pamela, and I want to thank all my loyal subscribers, all my new viewers, everyone who has been with me to this point on this journey. I can't believe it's the end of September, and energetically, there's been a lot of shifts and changes. I'm sorry, this kind of just caught my eye as I was sitting here preparing to do this. So upon prayer and meditation, I know last week I talked about what's going on in my journey and where I'm at, and how this twin flame experience has just opened up a whole new world to me. And I had a heavy heart last week of concern for the idea that this is all about being in union with the divine counterpart. I think that for some, it is just truly missing the point of your personal journey and your value and what the divine was trying to do for you, as well as raise the consciousness of your twin. We are the veil is broken, really, and we are ascending at a rapid pace. So the children that are born in are much more wise, and for many, their parents are unawakened. As a twin flame, I feel very strongly about freeing people from that bondage of self, or the egoic patterns, or the conditioning of the 3D reality that we have been exposed to over the course of our lifetimes. And how the younger generation has an opportunity to clear a lot more rapidly. They need a place to turn for guidance. And as a twin flame, and the number of collectives, the number in the collective, over 144,000, it is a great responsibility. And so our main focus needs to be clearing any of the blocks to love that we may have on this path, and it starts with the twin flame. It's all of a sudden this overwhelming desire to love unconditionally, even though they may be acting badly. There's just this connection that's there, that I understand the depths of it and the fire in it and the passion of it, and the longing that occurs. However, that loop can be destructive if you're not given the full information as to the purpose of that journey. The purpose of that journey is so that we can teach love unconditionally by our own actions, our own behaviors, our own attitudes, and our own thoughts. It's beginning with you, starting a relationship with the divine. That's critical in moving forward. Oneness. So the divine for any religion or path is oneness. Oneness with God, the universe, all of creation, people that we think are negative, people that we think are positive. That block has to get cleared. So I was inspired to open with that today. And then I'm going to do as I always do, because this is a weekend update. Beginning today, September 29th to Monday. So I hope that some of this resonates with you. I hope you understand that it is a passion a calling to be able to share with you some truths and some myths about this journey. This is not all about being in a relationship. And if that's your sole focus, I'm going to encourage you there are other YouTube channels that really talk more about the relationships and kind of keep that loop of union going. I can't do that. I have to really be honest about where I'm at, where I want, where the divine has taken me, and how the divine wants these messages relayed. So yes, ultimately we all want to be in relationships. Yes, ultimately we all want to find that one lasting love. But until you are able to love yourself unconditionally and others, love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. So if we're in a twin flame relationship and it is extremely, some languaging, you might term toxic, or no, the other person is a narcissist, or a label of any sort, I'm going to encourage you to just see them as children in adult bodies who are hurting severely, who also want to seek clarity. It is not necessarily, like I learned that in as much as my twin loves me, he didn't love himself, and that is evident by his behavior and the things that he got caught up in along the way. And I don't know if I don't know when he will awaken from the dream and realize that none of that was necessary. That's not true. It is all necessary for us to realize that we have to come into our own with the assistance of the divine, and that sometimes the truth does come through and sometimes it doesn't. It really is a matter of where they are at on their journey. So I'm just going to go into the reading today. I am with you and all around you, encircling you in golden rays of light. I always behold you face to face. Not one of your thoughts escapes my notice, because I am infinite. I am able to love you as if you and I were the only ones in the universe. Walk with me in intimate love steps, but do not lose sight of my majesty. I desire to be your closest friend, yet I am also your sovereign Lord. I created your brain with capacity to know me as friend and Lord simultaneously. The human mind is the pinnacle of my creation, but so few use it for its primary purpose, knowing me. I communicate continually through my spirit, my word, and my creation. Only humans are capable of receiving me and responding to my presence. You are indeed fearfully and wonderfully made. So we have Psalm 34, 4 through 6, which I'm just going to pull up on my app here. Psalm 34. I love the Psalms because they're just from the heart. It is believed that was written by King David during his lifetime, and he knew okay, so I'm just going to go Psalm 34. Okay. A psalm of David when he pretended madness before Abimelech, who drove him away, and he departed. Okay. I sought the Lord, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. They looked to him and were radiant, and their faces were not ashamed. The poor man cried out, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. I'm going to move on to 7. The angel of the Lord encamps all around those who fear him and delivers them. Verse 8, O taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who trusts in him. O fear the Lord, you, his saints. There is no want to those who fear him. So really understanding how to put that into everyday language. God really wants to call us back to Him. He doesn't want us to rely on our own will and strength, or that's where the ego is, when we're relying on ourselves and not making room for divine guidance and divine inspiration. And I don't want to be privy or part of relaying false information. This twin flame journey is about getting in oneness with the divine. And God uses man, people, women, messages, the Bible, whatever, at His disposal to get your attention. For some of us, He uses multiple tools. For me, He used the Course in Miracles as one tool. He used my addiction as another tool, my recovery from addiction as another tool. He used this twin flame journey as yet another tool. The Bible, Christianity as another tool. I learned about the Kabbalah. I learned from multiple teachers, not just one. So Deepak Chopra, Marianne, Wiliamson, Ilana Van Sant, Dr. Wayne Dyer, all of these, Eckhart Tolle, all of these divine masters that walked on this earth came with the same message of truth and love. And many of these divine beings wrote many books. Ultimately, you'll see the same theme. It's to get clear and to get into oneness. So whether you're talking about Eastern, Western religions or practices or principles, they're all trying to get us free from the bondage of self, and the bondage of self is known as the ego. So let's see what messages they have for the Twin Flame Collective for this weekend moving forward. I thank you, angels and guides, God especially, for putting me on this path, causing me to create this channel, causing me to have this fire in my heart to be a messenger of love and peace and prosperity and abundance, as well as just generosity and the spirit of unconditional love. I want for you to use me as a clear vessel to relay messages to the Twin Flame Collective and anybody who gets to watch this reading or this channel. I thank you for the blessing of your love, for your peace that surpasses all understanding, as I know that you wish to fulfill the desires of all of our hearts, which includes a love partner, a marriage, a twin flame, a soulmate, just somebody as a counterpart to walk with. And so I ask for your divine blessing on this reading as we move forward. And so it is. Thank you. All right. Okay. So I'm not putting music in my videos anymore because I don't want to get locked out from the lives. I will try to start doing lives again, but you can check me live on Facebook. That's where I'm doing a lot more lives these days. So the overall energy is that there is a new door opening for many of you. There's light at the end of the tunnel, if you want to put it that way. There's opportunity. This is the Four of Wands. I am noticing the pattern of 1111. 1111 is part of the ascension process. That's the twin flame journey, is an ascension process with primary focus on clearing blocks to love. So, yeah. Okay, so you have decisions that you get to make on this journey. The overall energy is just kind of knowing that there is a light at the end of this tunnel, and that there's layers that we get to go through when we're walking through this veil, so that we get through different doors, different ascension levels, different patterns. So we're going from the 3D reality to the 5D reality and beyond in order to be in peace in our mind, our body, and our spirit. So even in those 3 layers, we want to be able to get clarity. So I see that in the 2 of Wands, that I'm inspired to say, look up 11, 11, 11. See what messages they're trying to get to you. Look up 2, and then the visions of 2, 4 is coming to me right now, because you have the 2 of Wands and the 4 of Wands here. So you have a choice to make, a decision to make on this path. This is in your work position, so this means that there is some internal work that you've been guided to do. You can either, with this in the home position, I'm sensing that you can either walk through the gates of heaven or you can walk through the path of judgment. So those are the 2 choices that we have. It also reminds me that the tree of good and evil and the tree of life. So which door do you want to walk through? Which door do you want to open? It's okay if we walk through that door of judgment again, because it's another layer that's being revealed of judgment that you might not have been aware of. Judgment is really not something that is intended for humanity, primarily because it's not our place to judge where everybody's at or where we think everybody should be. And when we're doing that, then that tells me that you're doing that to you. So if you're doing that to somebody else, you're doing it to you. If you don't like it done to you, don't do it to you, and then don't do it to somebody else. We teach what we learn what we teach. So this is another round of learning about judgments and having the veil be dropped away and letting people just ascend. Jesus ascended into heaven, a judgment-free zone. It's also, for some of you, it is an opening of the 3rd eye, and really seeing more clearly how judgments have affected you on your path, how they've affected your twin flame. I had a huge lesson this week as it relates to my twin flame, that it's not my job to judge whether or not I think he's in a good place or a bad place or the right place or the wrong place. He's right where he's supposed to be. And I am really at a point where I just want to cut any attachments that are not serving me and the mission that I'm on at this point, or him, so that when I cut the cord, I have the intention of love and light in releasing any ideas or thoughts. So I think this is a great validation for me personally, and hopefully for you, that we don't realize, because the mind is conditioned in the form of judgment. Now, if you follow through with these ideas and these patterns that they're asking you to do, then you will realize justice. Justice is really, it could mean that you have a communication where you are justified, that you are being told by him or her that you were right, that there's a struggle that they can't get through. You might be justified in other ways. You might find justice in the court system. It's in the unexpected. So I'm sensing that you might find justice within yourself on these matters and release the judgments of everything that you thought you knew about this twin flame journey, and seek to be elevated to a higher perspective, to a higher level of consciousness and prayer and meditation for you and for your twin. So when we do the clearing, if we do it with the expectation that we're going to hear from them, or that something's going to happen, or that they're going to do something, then we get disappointed at the end. because we attach an expectation. But if we do it in pure love with no expectation attached to it, you can realize the justice. It'll show up in a different way. So for example, me leaving New York and coming to Florida, I found justice because I found my true calling, I found my true self, I found my soul tribe, the group that I get to be in friendship with and accountability with, and that wants me in their lives and wants me to share with them, and is allowing me to be a part of their journey, their path. And then, so there's justice, that there's an equality, there's an equanimity that occurs when we are viewing things from that new raised, heightened perspective. Your role in this. Yes, we need to be grounded in the 3D reality, in the palace of coins. And we are to enjoy the simple pleasures in life. And the reminder that, you know, the animals, the birds, the bees, in some areas it's fall. Well, I say this kind of almost flippantly. In some areas it's fall. It's actually fall here in Florida, but it's a different fall that I'm used to. And so I'm looking for, you know, the mums and the crisp air. I'm not getting that. So my reality here has shifted, and it's a different palace for me. But the Palace of Coins is about really being happy and contented with where you're at and what's happening on your journey at the moment. I also see the star, so things are being illuminated. Third eye is being illuminated, so this is twice, so that you can make new decisions and choices, so better choices, better decisions, better outcomes for you. So you will see justice, and the divine, there is justice in the universe for you. So yeah, I'm going to pull some clarifying cards for us on this reading. I'm particularly interested in learning more about the Judgment, which just popped out at me. Seven of Raphael. Okay, so I was looking at this card when this popped out. Time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want and take action. Also, it might benefit you for detoxing yourself. Detoxing yourself from negative thinking, detoxing yourself maybe with food, maybe nicotine or caffeine, maybe a juice cleanse. I do juice several times a week. And I am planning to get rid of some of the extra sugar in my diet. Okay, this is standing out. Three of Michael. Release the past. You will grow from the situation. Time heals all wounds. So that was the card for the Judgment. Release the past. Release the past, release the people, and forgive. So it's important that when we release the past that we forgive it. And then we ask it what it's trying to teach us. Ask it what it's trying to teach us. Okay, angels, so can we have some clarity, please, on the Justice card? We're asking for some clarity, please, on the Justice card. There is some people, probably more than one, that's going through this experience right now. So we need some clarity, please, on the Justice card. Whatever you want for us to know on the Justice card. I'm asking for your guidance for the Twin Flame Collective on the Justice card. Yeah. So they're saying to me as a reminder that on the Two of Wands, where the Seven of Raphael jumped out, time to make a decision, be clear on what you want. You have to walk through a door. Just take some action. Any action, by the way, generates energy, which then, so you might say, okay, I'm going to take this step and I'm going to walk to this door, and then a piece of information drops in front of you that says, oh, okay, it's this door. And you're then moving on your journey. So any action creates energetic movement. So let's say you needed help with something and you didn't know who to reach out to, but the first person you come to mind, you ask for help and they say no, but in the process 2 or 3 other people come to mind that can help you with that very thing, and then you go to those other 2. Now that's how the energy in motion works. The divine wants to put us in the right path with the right people. Now, again, in judgment, the right people could be the wrong people. So it's just kind of like our thinking is upside down and sometimes illogical to the way we think it should be, or the way we think it's supposed to appear. So that's really a great lesson in releasing what we think we know. This is why she is blindfolded. In many cards she's blindfolded, but in this one she's got her eyes closed, because she knows that part of the fabric of her beingness wants to be justice. She wants to be equal and balanced in everything. So you may find that the unexpected is you are becoming more equal and balanced. As I'm waiting for them to jump a card out. They're not jumping it, so I'm just going to pull. Justice. I'm reading for Twin Flames, whoever is watching this Twin Flame Collective, Twin Flame Partnership. Justice. Now these readings aren't going to resonate with all Twin Flames, but the ones that it does, it's the ones that are supposed to hear it. And the time in which they're supposed to hear it, on the days they're supposed to hear it. So just be advised that I may have done a reading 3 months ago that works for you now. That's when the divine and your angels and guides put you in touch with that reading. We're looking for justice on this spread. What are you trying to tell us as far as the justice is concerned on this spread, angels? Justice, wow, that one is powerful. The justice, peace. Release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. Release the past. That's the justice. God wants to provide justice for you on that. God wants to provide you with peace. That's Archangel Azrael. You can call him for guidance, for assistance, and he'll rush in to assist you. My ears buzzing right now. So thank you, angels. So the star. What helpful advice can you give us on the star in this reading, angels and guides, for the Twin Flame Collective for this weekend? Release the past, release the past, release the past. There's 2 release the past, guys. Release the past. 3 of Michael is saying release the past. That's your overall message. Release the past. There's a more enriching future coming. Release the past. Thank you, angels and guides. Let God and the angels help you heal. Ask them to give you heal on all wounds. All wounds. That's where that judgment is coming from. You know, our wounds. I'm hurt. You know, and because I'm hurt, I'm in judgment. Okay, so the star. What additional guidance can you provide for us on the star? On the star. Yeah. On the star. Thank you. 9 of Michael. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. Okay, guys, so in your meditation and in this enlightenment, you want to uncover any feelings of regret or guilt or worry that you may have. So there's a lot of releasing going on for the Twin Flame Collective. what is, in the Palace of Coins, what further guidance can you give us on their role, the Watcher's role on the Palace of Coins? What further? Release your worry is unnecessary. Wow. Thank you, angels and guides. I love this deck. I love the validation on this main, spread that they just gave for us. Making a decision. The overall energy is light at the end of the tunnel if you listen, if you obey what the guidance in this message is. Release the past. Okay, so what further guidance can you provide for us with the Palace of Coins? We thank you. We thank you, angels, because the clarity is what we're seeking. The clarity. The lifting of the veil. That's it. Okay. Release the past. I love this. Okay, 3 of Ariel. Do what you love, a time of great personal growth in your career, artistic endeavors, working with others in a cooperative manner. So that's kind of the 3-day information for you in the Palace of Coins. Do what you love, a time of great personal growth in your career or artistic endeavors. All right, 3 of Ariel. Okay, so there is synchronicity in this reading. So you have 4 major arcana cards for some of you. So you have the Star, you have Peace, you have the Justice card, and you have Judgment. So in all these cards, I want for you to realize that you are being divinely guided to release this. I'm getting by the end of the year, so that you can move on to a much more peaceful 2019, so that you can end the year in peace. One of the things that I had told my twin is I'm not doing this anymore for the second half of my life. I'm just not able to. And he understood that, and he appreciated that, and he respected that. So the peace heralds a time of great transformation for you. It's a period of leaving behind the situation or experiences that no longer serve you. You've outgrown this phase of your life and are ready to move forward. The time has come for new adventures that will enrich your purpose and allow you to evolve, like a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. Often when this card is drawn, the time of change was expected and may come with a sense of great relief or perhaps feelings of sadness. Archangel Azrael opens his arms to you with love and compassion and will help you during this period of transition. Take time to experience any emotions you have with grace and self-love. So I hope that resonates for you. I hope that makes sense. That's the overall message that they have for you. Make a wish. Dreams can become a reality, a joyous time of life. So just make a wish. Alrighty guys, I love you. I'm sending blessings of love to you for your path, and prayers to be divinely guided. And I thank you for watching. If you would like to book your private personal reading, you can do so in the links above. Thank you to those that made donations. It helps. I know that I have been a little out, but I'm just kind of doing what the angels and guides are telling me to do. And I just want you to know that I love you, and I'm working on getting this more frequently as I clear my energies so that I can be a highest and best vessel for the Twin Flame Collective. Thank you again, guys.